Hello there, and welcome back to Sleepy Wiki. As you settle in tonight, allow your shoulders to gently drop and your breath to soften, slowing with each exhale. Tonight, we'll gently drift into a realm both intimate and vast, a hidden garden beneath the surface of our waking thoughts. It's a silent architect, a deep well of intuition where ancient whispers and future dreams often reside. We speak of the subconscious, a part of you that works tirelessly, even as you rest. Prepare for a tranquil exploration, not of facts to be memorized, but of concepts to simply ponder as your mind begins to quiet. Before we delve deeper, if you find solace in these nocturnal wanderings, a gentle tap on the like button or a quiet subscription always helps these sleepy whispers reach other tired minds. Now, let's gently lower ourselves into the quiet depths of the subconscious. As the gentle currents of night deepen, inviting our minds to drift, let us embark on a quiet journey back through time. Imagine, if you will, the vast, shimmering lake of human consciousness. For centuries, philosophers and thinkers have gazed upon its surface, captivated by the ripples and reflections, but increasingly they've wondered, what lies beneath? What hidden depths, what unseen currents shape the visible world of our thoughts and feelings? Now our exploration begins not with science in its modern sense, but with the ancient whispers of wisdom. Picture ancient Greece, bathed in the soft glow of oil lamps. Here, the philosopher Plato, over 2 millennia ago, contemplated the human soul not as a single unified entity, but as a complex interplay of forces. In his famed allegory of the charioteer, he envisioned a rational charioteer, representing our conscious reason, striving to guide 2 powerful, often unruly horses. One noble and spirited, the other dark and driven by appetites. This dark horse, symbolic of our primal desires and impulses, was often beyond the charioteer's immediate conscious control. Plato, in Phaedrus, beautifully illustrated how parts of our inner world operate with their own will, sometimes pulling us in directions our conscious mind might not intend, laying an early conceptual cornerstone for what we might now call subconscious drives. Yet, as centuries unfolded and the light of rational inquiry shone ever brighter, the focus shifted. In the 17th century, the era of enlightenment dawned, bringing with it René Descartes, whose declaration, "I think, therefore I am," placed conscious, reflective thought at the very center of human identity. Descartes, a pioneer of dualism, sharply divided the mind, res cogitans, from the body, res extensa. While he meticulously explored the conscious rational self, his work, by its very emphasis, left vast, unmapped territories outside the realm of explicit awareness. It was as if he illuminated a brilliant stage, but barely hinted at the bustling backstage where countless activities prepared the conscious performance. However, a contemporary of Descartes, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, was already peering into those shadowed wings. Leibniz, with his profound insights, truly began to chart the landscape of what we now understand as subconscious mental activity. He introduced the groundbreaking concept of clair petite perceptions, small perceptions, sensations and mental activities so faint, so fleeting, that they fall below the threshold of our conscious awareness. Think of the endless, imperceptible whisper of individual raindrops that collectively form the thunder of a waterfall, or the myriad tiny vibrations that, when gathered, create a harmonious chord. Leibniz argued that our minds are constantly processing a vast ocean of these petite perceptions, influencing our moods, our choices, and our conscious experiences without our direct knowledge. In his new Essays on Human Understanding, published posthumously in 1765, he asserted that a significant portion of our mental life operates beneath conscious apprehension, shaping our reality in ways we rarely acknowledge. This was a truly revolutionary idea, suggesting that our conscious experience is but the crest of a much deeper, unseen wave of mental activity. Following in this intellectual lineage, Immanuel Kant, in the late 18th century, further solidified the notion of mental processes that operate beyond direct awareness. Kant distinguished between the phenomenal world, the world as it appears to us, structured and interpreted by our minds, and the noumenal world, the world as it truly is, independent of our perception, forever beyond our direct access. While not explicitly defining a subconscious in the modern sense, Kant's philosophy implied that our minds actively construct our reality through innate categories of understanding, many of which operate automatically and unconsciously, filtering and shaping the raw data of experience before it ever reaches our conscious thought. Our reality, he suggested, is a sophisticated mental edifice, built upon foundations we can't directly inspect. The 18th and 19th centuries then witnessed a fascinating, if sometimes meandering, exploration of these unseen influences. Figures like Franz Mesmer, though later discredited for his theories of animal magnetism, nonetheless drew attention to the power of suggestion and altered states of consciousness, hinting at forces within us that could be swayed without our explicit knowledge. While his methods were unscientific, they sparked public imagination about unseen psychological forces. Then came the Romantic era, where poets, artists, and philosophers, weary of strict rationalism, embraced the mysterious, the intuitive, and the irrational. Thinkers like Friedrich Schelling celebrated the Bosch or unconscious as a wellspring of creativity, intuition, and a deeper connection to nature. They saw dreams, myths, and artistic inspiration not as mere flights of fancy, but as profound expressions of a hidden mental life, a subterranean river feeding the conscious mind. This romantic embrace of the non-rational paved the way for more systematic, albeit still philosophical, explorations. Arthur Schopenhauer, in the mid-19th century, posited a radical idea that at the core of all existence, and indeed within each human being, lies a blind, irrational, ceaseless striving he called the will. For Schopenhauer, this will was the ultimate reality, driving our actions, desires, and even our intellect, often without our conscious awareness. Our conscious thought, he argued, was merely a servant, rationalizing the dictates of this fundamental, unconscious will. He famously observed, in The World as Will and Representation, 1818, that while man can do what he wills, but he cannot will what he wills, well, a stark statement on the limits of conscious control over our deepest motivations. Friedrich Nietzsche, building upon Schopenhauer but diverging sharply, further explored the complex interplay of drives and instincts that shape human behavior. He introduced concepts like the will to power and distinguished between the Apollonian, order, reason, individuality, and the Dionysian, chaos, passion, primal unity, emphasizing the profound, often conflicting forces operating beneath the veneer of conscious self. Nietzsche's profound psychological insights, though couched in philosophical and poetic language, deeply foreshadowed later psychological theories about the dynamic nature of the unconscious mind, revealing the self as a battleground of conflicting drives rather than a unified, conscious entity. As the 19th century drew to a close, the nascent field of psychology began to emerge, striving for scientific rigor. Wilhelm Wundt established the first experimental psychology lab in Leipzig in 1879, focusing on conscious experience through introspection. Yet, even as structuralists like Wundt meticulously tried to dissect conscious thought, the limitations of introspection became clear. Much of what influences our perceptions and decisions simply wasn't accessible to direct self-observation. Similarly, William James, the father of American psychology, while championing the vast stream of consciousness, also recognized a low, fringe process of consciousness, vague, indistinct feelings and associations that surround our clear thoughts, hinting at a vast, rich mental periphery beyond the spotlight of immediate awareness. But it was Sigmund Freud, at the very cusp of the 20th century, who truly pulled back the curtain on the dynamic unconscious, transforming it from a philosophical concept into a central tenet of a new science, psychoanalysis. Freud, deeply influenced by observing neurotic patients and their seemingly inexplicable symptoms, proposed that an enormous reservoir of repressed memories, desires, and conflicts lies beneath the surface of conscious awareness. In his seminal work, The Interpretation of Dreams, 1899, he famously called dreams the royal road to the unconscious, a symbolic language through which these hidden forces manifest. He meticulously charted this realm, introducing concepts like the id, our primal unconscious drives, the ego, our conscious mediator, and the superego, our internalized moral compass, often locked in an internal struggle. For Freud, the unconscious was not a passive repository, but an active, dynamic force, profoundly shaping our personality, our choices, and even our pathologies through mechanisms like repression. Carl Jung, a close collaborator of Freud before their eventual divergence, expanded the concept even further. While acknowledging the personal unconscious, Jung introduced the revolutionary idea of the collective unconscious, a deeper, ancestral layer of the mind shared by all humanity, containing universal patterns of thought and imagery he called archetypes. These archetypes, like the hero, the shadow, the great mother, or the wise old man, manifest in myths, religions, and dreams across cultures, suggesting a shared, inherited psychological legacy that profoundly influences our individual lives, often outside conscious recognition. Jung's exploration into the symbolism and universal patterns of the human psyche truly deepened our appreciation for the vast, intricate tapestry of the subconscious. From Plato's unruly horses to Freud's repressed desires and Jung's archetypal echoes, the journey to understand the mind's unseen dimensions has been long and winding. Each thinker, each era, added a new brushstroke to this evolving portrait, guiding us towards a more complete, albeit still mysterious, understanding of ourselves. And now, as we gently shift our focus from these fascinating historical foundations, let us turn our attention to how these foundational ideas began to take shape in the scientific laboratories and theories of the 20th century, seeking to measure and observe what once seemed immeasurable. As we continue our quiet exploration into the mind's unseen realms. As we drift further into this quiet landscape, we now turn to two towering figures who transformed our understanding of these hidden depths. Imagine, if you will, that your mind is like a deep, serene ocean. The surface, sparkling under the sun, is where our conscious thoughts swim. Our daily plans, our conversations, the things we are aware of right now. But beneath this surface lies an immense, unseen world, profoundly influencing the currents above. This hidden realm is what we generally call the subconscious, a word that holds within it many fascinating chambers. Tonight, let's explore two of its most profound and often discussed chambers: the unconscious, as envisioned by Sigmund Freud, and the collective unconscious, as brought to light by Carl Jung. Picture first, a grand, ancient library filled with countless stories, some half forgotten, some never truly read. This is a good way to begin thinking about Freud's unconscious. Freud, a pioneering explorer of the mind, suggested that much of what truly drives us, much of what shapes our fears, our desires, and even our quirks, lies far beneath our awareness. He likened the mind to an iceberg. Only a small tip is visible above the water, our conscious thoughts. But the vast, immense bulk of it, stretching deep into the unseen depths, is the unconscious. Within this submerged part of the iceberg, Freud believed, resided a treasure trove of experiences and emotions that are too painful, too overwhelming, or simply too socially unacceptable for our conscious minds to deal with directly. Think of it as a forgotten attic, where old fears, childhood memories we've pushed away, and primal urges are stored, often out of sight, yet never truly gone. These are not merely forgotten, they are actively repressed, held down by a kind of psychic guardian to protect our conscious selves from distress. This process of repression is a fundamental scientific fact in Freudian theory, a defense mechanism to manage anxiety. Yet, this powerful unconscious doesn't just sit there quietly. Oh no. It's like a hidden engine, constantly humming, sending subtle vibrations and influences up through the layers of our mind. It impacts our moods, our choices, even the seemingly random thoughts that flit across our awareness. Freud believed it was the source of our deepest motivations and conflicts. When these hidden energies try to surface, they often do so in disguised forms. Have you ever woken from a vivid dream filled with strange symbols and scenarios? Freud called dreams the royal road to the unconscious, seeing them as symbolic messages from this hidden realm, a kind of secret language where our deepest desires and unresolved conflicts play out in a veiled drama. Or perhaps you've experienced a Freudian slip, an accidental misstatement that seems to reveal a hidden thought, like calling your boss mom when you're feeling particularly overwhelmed. These everyday occurrences, Freud suggested, are tiny peeks into the vast churning world below our conscious awareness, proving that the unconscious is far from dormant. Freud also spoke of fundamental structures within our mind, where the unconscious played a central role. He described the id, our primal instinctual self, as entirely unconscious, driven by the pleasure principle. The y, superego, our moral compass, has unconscious components stemming from internalized societal rules, and even the chi, ego, our rational self, has significant unconscious defenses at play. For Freud, making the unconscious conscious was the key to psychological healing, shining a light into those forgotten corners to understand and resolve long-standing conflicts. Now, let's journey even deeper, beyond this personal attic of forgotten memories, to an older, more profound layer. Here, we encounter the fascinating concept of the collective unconscious. A brilliant insight offered by Carl Jung, who was once Freud's student but later ventured into his own unique understanding of the mind. Jung agreed that we each possess a personal unconscious, much like Freud described, filled with our individual repressed experiences. But he believed there was an even more ancient, shared stratum beneath it, a kind of universal bedrock of the human psyche. Imagine this collective unconscious not as a personal library, but as an ancestral riverbed etched deep into the earth, shaped by the waters of countless generations. Or think of it as a vast, inherited blueprint, common to all humanity, regardless of culture, time, or place. This isn't something we learn or experience personally. It's something we are born with, an inherited legacy of our species' collective history. What resides in this deep, shared riverbed? Jung called these universal patterns archetypes. These are not concrete ideas or specific memories, but rather innate predispositions, fundamental patterns of thought, imagery, and emotion that are common to all humans. They are like universal forms or templates that give shape to our experiences and help us understand the world. Think of them as the basic ingredients of all human stories, myths, religions, and dreams across different cultures. They are expressed through symbols, myths, and recurring themes in literature and art. For instance, the mother archetype isn't about your personal mother, but the universal human experience of nurturing, birth, and protection, sometimes also of engulfment or destruction. This archetype resonates deeply within us, influencing how we perceive caregivers, or how we might experience the concept of Mother Nature. Similarly, the hero archetype is found in tales across the globe, the journey of struggle, overcoming a monster, achieving a quest. This reflects a deep, shared human pattern of striving, transformation, and self-sacrifice. Then there's the shadow archetype, representing the repressed, darker, often unacknowledged aspects of ourselves, the impulses and qualities we deem unacceptable. It's the other within us, not necessarily evil, but often needing integration rather than repression. The child anima and animus archetypes describe the unconscious feminine aspects in men and masculine aspects in women, respectively, influencing how we relate to the opposite gender and to our own inner balance. These archetypes, these ancient patterns, subtly influence our perceptions, our reactions, and our capacity for understanding symbolic meaning. They are why certain stories or symbols feel universally potent, why similar myths emerge in completely separate cultures. They are the underlying grammar of humanity's shared spiritual and psychological experience. So, as we see, both Freud and Jung opened incredible windows into the world beyond our conscious grasp. Freud shone a light on our personal history, the repressed desires and conflicts that shape our individual selves. Jung, reaching even further, unveiled a universal human heritage, a shared psychic blueprint that connects us all through time and culture. As we let these profound ideas gently settle in our minds, perhaps we can begin to appreciate the intricate tapestry that forms our inner world, a world far richer and more mysterious than we often realize. Tomorrow night, we might explore another fascinating aspect of this hidden realm, perhaps how our subconscious mind forms habits, or how it influences our creativity, pulling inspiration from depths we barely understand. Now, let's explore what precisely this vast realm is. Let's define the subconscious mind itself. Beyond the gentle lapping waves of our waking thoughts lies something both mysterious and profoundly structured. We've touched upon the idea that there's more to our minds than what we consciously perceive. And tonight, we begin to explore what precisely this vast hidden realm is. We are going to define the subconscious mind. Imagine, if you will, a magnificent iceberg floating serenely in a vast, deep ocean. The tip, gleaming in the sunlight, is what you see, what you acknowledge, what you consciously experience right now. Your thoughts, your immediate perceptions, your current awareness. This is your conscious mind, a truly remarkable part of you, capable of logic, reasoning, and direct decision-making. But beneath that visible tip, stretching down into the cool, silent depths, lies an immense, unseen mass. This colossal, submerged portion is your subconscious mind. It is far, far larger than the conscious tip, holding perhaps 90% or even more of your total mental capacity. It is a tireless, always-on engine, constantly working, always processing, always influencing, often without a single whisper of your conscious attention. Think of it as the grand, silent architect behind the scenes, building and maintaining the very stage upon which your conscious life plays out. What then does this magnificent, hidden architect actually do? Oh, so much, my dear listener. It is the keeper of countless treasures and secrets, the orchestrator of countless processes, and the silent narrator of so many of your life's stories. Let's explore some of its profound roles. Firstly, your subconscious mind is the ultimate manager of your body's automatic functions. As you lie here, resting peacefully, you are not consciously reminding your heart to beat, are you? Nor are you issuing commands to your lungs to draw another gentle breath. You don't consciously regulate your body temperature, digest your food, or blink your eyes. These are all vital, continuous processes, and they are expertly handled by your subconscious mind. It oversees your autonomic nervous system, that intricate network responsible for keeping your internal world in perfect, harmonious balance, from the delicate ebb and flow of hormones to the rhythmic dance of your blood cells. It's a tireless, vigilant guardian, ensuring the very machinery of your existence continues to hum along smoothly, moment after moment, even as you sleep. Beyond these fundamental biological operations, your subconscious mind is also the grand library of every single experience you have ever had. Every sight, every sound, every feeling, every taste, every scent. They are all meticulously catalogued and stored within its boundless archives. Think of it as an infinite, ethereal hard drive, recording everything. From the first time you learned to walk, to the melody of a forgotten song, to the sensation of a summer breeze long past, it's all there. These are not just explicit memories, the ones you can deliberately recall, but also implicit memories. The knowledge that guides your hands as you tie a shoelace, the automatic way you ride a bicycle, or the feeling of knowing a path by heart without consciously remembering every turn. It's the reservoir of all your learned skills, your habits, your emotional responses, and your reactions to the world. It's why, after countless repetitions, actions that once required great conscious effort, like driving a car, eventually become second nature, gracefully managed by your subconscious mind, freeing up your conscious attention for other things. This vast reservoir of experience is not merely passive storage, it actively shapes your world. Your subconscious mind acts as a powerful filter, constantly sifting through the torrent of information from your senses, estimated to be millions of bits per second, far more than your conscious mind can ever process. It highlights what it deems important, often based on past experiences, fears, desires, and beliefs that have become deeply ingrained. It uses these stored patterns to make rapid, intuitive judgments and predictions, guiding your reactions to people, situations, and events long before your conscious mind has even had a chance to deliberate. Consider your intuition, that gut feeling or sudden flash of insight that seems to come from nowhere. This is often your subconscious mind speaking to you, drawing upon its immense database of experiences and patterns, processing information at lightning speed, and delivering a summary judgment. It's a complex, non-linear form of reasoning, often bypassing the step-by-step logic that your conscious mind relies upon. It doesn't communicate in neat sentences or reasoned arguments. Instead, it often speaks in emotions, sensations, images, and symbols. That fleeting feeling of unease about a decision or a sudden surge of confidence. These are your subconscious mind's ways of relaying its vast, integrated understanding. And perhaps most profoundly, your subconscious mind is the fertile ground where your beliefs are deeply rooted. The beliefs you hold about yourself, about others, about the world, about what is possible or impossible. Many of these are not conscious choices, but rather deeply held programs installed through repetition, emotional experiences, and the teachings of your early life. These beliefs, whether empowering or limiting, operate beneath the surface, silently influencing your attitudes, your choices, and ultimately, your destiny. If your subconscious holds a belief that you are not good enough, for example, it will subtly, or not so subtly, guide your actions and perceptions to confirm that belief, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy, even if your conscious mind yearns for something different. It is important to remember, dear listener, that unlike your conscious mind, your subconscious does not engage in critical judgment or logical debate in the same way. It is a faithful, diligent servant, following the programs and beliefs it has stored. It doesn't evaluate whether a belief is good or bad, true or false. It simply takes it as fact and works tirelessly to manifest it in your experience. It acts on the instructions it receives, often through strong emotions, repeated thoughts, and consistent actions. It doesn't understand negation either. If you constantly tell yourself, "Don't be nervous," it often hears, "Be nervous," because its primary focus is on the core emotional command. So, as we begin to grasp the sheer scope of the subconscious mind, we start to see that it is not some mystical, separate entity, but an incredibly powerful, integral part of our cognitive architecture. It's the silent powerhouse, the hidden library, the loyal operating system running your life in the background. It is constantly shaping your reality, driving your habits, influencing your emotions, and protecting you in ways you may never consciously realize. To understand yourself more fully, to truly unlock your potential, it becomes essential to peer into this magnificent, often overlooked realm. For within its depths lie not only the roots of your current experiences, but also the keys to profound transformation. And as we continue our gentle journey into the nature of the subconscious, we will next explore how this unseen force truly impacts your waking life day by day, moment by moment. Having explored what the subconscious is, let's now turn our attention to the fascinating dialogue that constantly unfolds between our conscious and subconscious realms. Imagine, if you will, the vast expanse of your mind as a magnificent ocean. On the surface, sparkling under the sun, is your conscious awareness, a small, focused beam of light, a gentle spotlight illuminating just a tiny fraction of the immense activity below. This conscious mind is the part of you that's listening right now, processing these words, forming intentions, making deliberate choices. It's where your analytical thought resides, your immediate awareness, the seat of your willpower and logical reasoning. This is the domain of your working memory, a remarkable but limited capacity system that can typically hold and manipulate only a handful of pieces of information at any given moment, around 7 plus or minus 2, as cognitive scientists have observed. It's your planner, your debater, your immediate decision maker, guiding you through the visible landscape of your daily life. But beneath that sparkling surface, stretching into an unimaginable depth and breadth, lies the subconscious mind. If your conscious mind is the tip of an iceberg, visible and deliberate, your subconscious is the colossal mass hidden beneath the waves, silently governing the vast majority, perhaps 90% or even more, of your mental operations. It's the ocean itself, deep and mysterious, holding ancient currents and undiscovered landscapes. It is ceaselessly at work, processing millions upon millions of bits of information every second, far beyond what your conscious mind could ever grasp. Here, in this profound and hidden realm, reside all your long-term memories. Every experience you've ever had, every skill you've ever learned, every emotion you've ever felt, whether you consciously recall it or not. It's the silent manager of your automatic bodily functions, keeping your heart beating, your lungs breathing, and your digestive system working, all without a single conscious command from you. It stores your deeply ingrained habits, your core beliefs about yourself and the world, your intuitive insights, and even many of your fears and desires, often without your immediate awareness. Consider for a moment the intricate dance of your brain structures involved. Your prefrontal cortex, nestled behind your forehead, is a key player in your conscious mind, responsible for executive functions like planning, decision-making, and focused attention. Yet, deeper within, the basal ganglia diligently forms and executes your habits, allowing you to walk, drive, or type without consciously thinking about each individual movement, a testament to the subconscious at work. And the amygdala, a small almond-shaped structure within your limbic system, processes emotions and often triggers reactions like fear or joy before your conscious mind even has time to fully register the stimulus. This rapid, often automatic emotional response is a powerful example of your subconscious influencing your immediate reality. So, how do these two magnificent realms communicate? Often, the subconscious whispers to the conscious in the language of intuition, those gut feelings that guide us without apparent logic or reason. Have you ever felt drawn to a particular person or decision, sensing it was right, even if you couldn't articulate why? That's often your subconscious offering its vast database of experience and pattern recognition, synthesized into a quiet knowing, to your conscious awareness. It also bubbles up in dreams, symbolic narratives crafted from the day's events and deeper desires, a nightly performance where the subconscious takes center stage to sort, process, and sometimes even offer creative solutions to waking dilemmas. It influences your moods, your automatic responses to certain triggers, and even your perception of reality through subtle cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that, while often efficient, can sometimes lead us to perceive information in a skewed way, all happening below the threshold of our conscious thought. The phenomenon of priming, for instance, offers a clear window into this subtle influence. If you're subtly exposed to images or words related to warmth, you might unconsciously perceive a stranger as more friendly. Your subconscious mind, without your explicit awareness, has been primed by the initial stimulus, subtly guiding your conscious judgment. But the conscious mind isn't merely a receiver, it also profoundly shapes the subconscious. Through repetition and focused attention, what was once a painstaking conscious effort can become a deeply ingrained subconscious program. Think about learning a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or learning a new language. Initially, it demands intense conscious concentration on each note, each word, each finger placement. With consistent practice, these complex sequences become etched into your procedural memory, a form of long-term memory largely managed by the subconscious. Suddenly, you're playing intricate pieces or conversing fluently without consciously thinking of every single movement or grammatical rule. Your subconscious has taken over the execution, freeing your conscious mind to interpret the music's emotion or the conversation's nuance. This remarkable process is a testament to the brain's neuroplasticity, its incredible ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life, based on our experiences, our learning, and our intentions. What you consciously choose to focus on, what you repeat, what you believe, gradually, subtly, begins to sculpt the landscape of your subconscious mind. Mindfulness and meditation, for example, are conscious practices that, with consistent application, can gently reshape subconscious patterns of reactivity, fostering greater calm and clarity. The conscious and subconscious are not adversaries, but vital partners in the grand symphony of your mind. The conscious mind sets the intention, directs the learning, applies critical thought, and navigates the immediate present. The subconscious, in turn, provides the raw material of memory, the wisdom of intuition, the automaticity of skills, and the foundational emotional landscape that colors your every experience. When they work in harmony, you experience a sense of flow, that feeling of effortless engagement where conscious intention merges seamlessly with subconscious execution. It's the athlete in peak performance, the artist lost in creation, the scientist immersed in discovery, all examples of this beautiful synergy. And as you drift into the quietude of sleep each night, your conscious mind gently retreats, allowing the subconscious a more dominant and creative role. This is a crucial time for integration and processing, where the day's events are sorted, memories are consolidated, a function significantly linked to the hippocampus. And the deeper parts of your mind work tirelessly to maintain your inner equilibrium. Dreams, often a collaboration between these two realms, can be the subconscious attempting to make sense of your experiences, offering symbolic guidance, or simply performing its nightly cleanup. Understanding this profound relationship is like learning the secret language of your own inner world. It offers a gentle invitation to explore how these two powerful aspects of self can collaborate even more effectively, leading to greater peace, deeper insight, and a more purposeful journey through life. And as we drift deeper into this understanding, we might begin to wonder about the extraordinary capacities of that deeper, unseen realm, which leads us to our next gentle inquiry: the incredible power and influence the subconscious holds over our daily lives. As the night deepens around us, let us now observe how this profound partnership plays out in the rhythms of everyday life. Let us continue our whispered journey into the vast, unseen landscapes of our minds. We've spoken of the subconscious as a silent ocean, a repository of memories and feelings. Tonight, let's watch how its invisible currents gently, yet profoundly, steer the course of our daily lives, often without our conscious compass even knowing it. Imagine your day as a winding river. While you might consciously choose your destination, much of the actual navigation, the steady stroke of the paddle, the gentle lean into a turn, is guided by forces beneath the surface. These are your habits, the intricate patterns woven into the fabric of your subconscious mind. Each morning, from the moment your feet touch the floor, a cascade of automatic behaviors unfolds: brushing your teeth, brewing your coffee, taking a familiar route to work. These aren't moment-to-moment conscious decisions. They are well-trodden neural pathways, carved deep through repetition. Your brain, in its magnificent efficiency, has delegated these routine tasks to the subconscious, freeing up your conscious mind for more complex thoughts. It's like having a meticulous, invisible assistant who handles all the regular chores, allowing you to focus on the day's bigger challenges. This autopilot mode is a marvel of evolutionary design, saving precious cognitive energy. But it also means a significant portion of your day is being directed by a silent, unseen hand, a testament to the subconscious's powerful influence. But the subconscious reaches beyond just habits. It's incredibly sensitive to the subtle whispers of our environment. Picture yourself walking through a garden. You might consciously admire a bloom, but perhaps the faint scent of lavender subtly calms your mood, or the distant sound of children playing conjures a fleeting sense of nostalgia, brightening your step, all without a single conscious thought about why. This phenomenon is called priming. Scientific studies have beautifully illustrated how exposure to certain stimuli, even fleetingly, can prime us to behave in specific ways. For instance, participants briefly shown images related to money might subsequently become more self-reliant and less likely to ask for help, or even offer it, compared to those primed with neutral images. Or imagine being in a room with a faint smell of cleanliness. You might unconsciously tidy up your space more diligently. The subconscious mind is like a vast, sensitive antenna, constantly scanning, interpreting, and reacting to signals that never quite reach the spotlight of conscious awareness, yet they shape our feelings, our decisions, and our actions in profound, often invisible ways. It's the soft echo of a previous experience, resonating and influencing your present moment. Now let's gently pull back another veil to reveal something even more deeply: embedded, implicit biases. These are the unconscious attitudes or stereotypes that affect our understanding, actions, and decisions. We might consciously strive for fairness, equality, and open-mindedness, holding these values dear. Yet, beneath that conscious intention, our subconscious mind, a vast library of every experience, cultural message, and social interaction we've ever encountered, might hold different, unexamined associations. For example, through countless experiences and societal narratives, a person might unconsciously associate certain names or appearances with specific traits, leading to quicker judgments or subtle shifts in behavior. Perhaps a slightly shorter glance, a different tone of voice, or a minor adjustment in posture, all without an ounce of conscious malice or even awareness. Tools like the implicit association test have beautifully illuminated these hidden landscapes, showing us that our rapid-fire reactions, our gut feelings about others or situations, often stem from these deeply ingrained, unspoken connections. It's as if the subconscious is quickly sifting through a lifetime of data, making lightning-fast assumptions based on learned patterns before our conscious mind has even had a chance to deliberate. Understanding this is not about assigning blame, but about recognizing the sheer complexity of our inner workings and the silent narratives our subconscious constructs. No, even our seemingly rational decisions are deeply intertwined with the subconscious. Think about choosing what to wear, what to eat, or even which path to take for a walk. While you might weigh options consciously, "It's cold today, I need a warm coat," a substantial part of that decision is influenced by subconscious factors: your mood, a lingering memory of comfort from a particular garment, or an unconscious desire for novelty. Psychologists refer to these rapid, intuitive judgments as heuristics or System 1 thinking, mental shortcuts that allow us to navigate a complex world without getting bogged down by endless analysis. Your conscious mind is like the captain on the bridge, making high-level strategic decisions. But the subconscious is the vast crew below deck, managing the ship's intricate machinery, making countless smaller, faster adjustments based on learned patterns and immediate sensory input. That gut feeling about a person or a choice, that's often your subconscious mind, having processed a multitude of subtle cues and past experiences far too quickly and complexly for your conscious mind to articulate, delivering its verdict in a flash of intuition. It's a profound testament to the brain's ability to process an astounding amount of information beneath the surface, presenting only the summary report to our conscious awareness. And what of our emotions? They too are often born in the silent depths. A sudden wave of anxiety, a pang of unexplained joy, a flicker of irritation that seems to appear from nowhere. These are often the conscious ripples of deeper subconscious currents. Our limbic system, a primitive and powerful part of our brain, is constantly scanning our environment for threats and rewards, often reacting instantaneously, long before our conscious minds can label or even understand the feeling. Imagine a deer in the forest. It doesn't consciously decide to be afraid of a rustle in the leaves. Its ancient brain reacts instantly, triggering fight or flight, a survival mechanism deeply rooted in the subconscious. We too carry these ancient echoes. A certain tone of voice might unconsciously remind you of a past difficult conversation, triggering a defensive stance. A particular song might evoke a warmth that bypasses logical thought, connecting directly to a forgotten happy memory. Our daily emotional landscape is painted with these subtle, often unacknowledged hues, coloring our perceptions, influencing our interactions, and shaping our internal world without us always knowing the brushstrokes or the palette being used. So much of what we do and how we feel is not a direct conscious choice, but rather the exquisite dance of our subconscious. It's the silent sculptor, shaping our character over time through accumulated experiences, beliefs, and learned associations. It's the hidden stage director, setting the scenes and prompting the subtle cues that guide our daily performances. Understanding this isn't about feeling powerless, but about gaining a profound new lens through which to view ourselves and the world. It invites a gentle curiosity about the origins of our inclinations, our preferences, and our immediate reactions. It suggests that by becoming more attuned to these subconscious influences, by observing them without judgment, we can begin to understand the why behind our what, and perhaps gently, consciously, begin to resculpt some of those patterns over time. As the night deepens, carrying with it the secrets of the unseen, we've journeyed through the subtle ways our subconscious orchestrates the symphony of our daily lives. From the quiet automaticity of habit to the deep currents of implicit bias and emotional responses, it's clear that much of our existence is played out on this hidden stage. But what happens when we finally close our eyes and the conscious mind drifts into slumber? Where does the subconscious truly roam then? Let us gently prepare to explore that fascinating realm as we next turn our attention to the mysterious landscapes it paints for us each night in the world of dreams. Within your inner world, long after daily tasks fade away, something remarkable unfolds. Here, in the velvet darkness of your subconscious, much more than simple memories are stored. Here, emotions, like unseen currents, flow and shape the very landscape of your being. They are not merely transient feelings that surface and fade. Deep beneath the ripples of waking thought, emotions are meticulously processed, imprinted, and interwoven, into the fabric of your past. They become the vibrant dyes that color your experiences, the hidden anchors that hold your memories in place, granting them significance beyond mere data points. At the very heart of this emotional processing, deep within that silent garden of your subconscious, nestled like a watchful gem, is a tiny almond-shaped structure we call the amygdala. Think of it as your internal emotional sentinel, always on alert, constantly scanning the incoming data from your senses. It doesn't analyze with logic or reason. Instead, it reacts with astonishing speed, assessing the emotional significance of every sight, sound, and sensation. Is this safe? Is it threatening? Is it pleasurable? Before you've even consciously registered a flicker of fear or a pang of delight, your amygdala has already fired, an ancient alarm bell or a gentle hum of contentment, setting the tone for how that moment will be perceived and, crucially, how it will be remembered. And it doesn't work alone. This swift emotional appraisal by the amygdala is intimately connected to another crucial architect of memory, the hippocampus. Picture the hippocampus as a meticulous librarian, responsible for indexing and storing all the new experiences and facts you gather each day. When the amygdala flags an event as emotionally significant, it sends a powerful signal to the hippocampus. It's like highlighting a passage in a book with a bright, indelible marker. This emotional tagging ensures that memories associated with strong feelings, whether joy, sorrow, fear, or wonder, are given priority, etched more deeply, and are often recalled with greater clarity and vividness than neutral events. This beautiful, intricate dance between the amygdala and hippocampus is why our most impactful life moments often feel so unforgettable, their emotional resonance lingering long after the event itself. Yet, not all memories are laid out on the conscious shelf, ready for immediate browsing. Your subconscious is also a vast archive of implicit emotional memories. These are the feelings, reactions, and subtle biases that shape your behavior without your conscious awareness. For instance, if you once had a frightening experience involving a particular sound, your amygdala might have formed an implicit memory, a subconscious link between that sound and a feeling of apprehension. Years later, hearing a similar sound might evoke a subtle unease or a quickening heart, even if you can't consciously recall the original event. The memory isn't explicit. You don't remember the incident, but the emotional echo remains, subtly guiding your reactions. This hidden influence is a testament to the depth of subconscious emotional processing working quietly behind the scenes. Imagine a sudden burst of brilliant light, painting a vivid scene onto the canvas of your mind when an experience is charged with intense emotion, be it profound joy or searing sorrow. It's as if a powerful spotlight illuminates that moment, making it burn brighter in the vast archive of your memories. These are often called flashbulb memories, moments of high emotional impact, like receiving life-changing news or witnessing a significant historical event. The strong emotional arousal, driven by the amygdala and supported by the release of stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol, actually strengthens the consolidation process in the hippocampus. It's a survival mechanism, ensuring that important, emotionally salient events are recorded with exceptional detail, allowing us to learn and adapt from them. While these memories feel exceptionally accurate, Scientific research shows that even flashbulb memories can be prone to subtle distortions over time, though their emotional core remains potently preserved. But the subconscious emotional landscape isn't solely governed by instinctual reactions. Above the more primal regions, like a wise conductor overseeing an orchestra, sits the prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center. While the amygdala might be quick to sound an alarm or sing a song of joy, the prefrontal cortex provides a layer of regulation and modulation. It helps us interpret and contextualize emotional experiences, allowing us to consider past outcomes, foresee consequences, and ultimately to choose how we respond rather than simply reacting. It can dampen an overly strong emotional response or amplify one that needs attention. Even when we're not consciously thinking about it, this intricate interplay between the prefrontal cortex and the deeper emotional centers works in the background, subtly refining and influencing the way our emotional memories are formed and retrieved. As you drift deeper into sleep, your subconscious mind doesn't rest. It continues its profound work, particularly in processing and consolidating emotional memories. Dreams, those mysterious narratives woven from the threads of our day, are often a powerful arena for this. During REM sleep, the brain actively re-engages with memories from our waking hours. And importantly, the amygdala is highly active. It's as if your mind is replaying certain scenes, but stripping away some of the raw, intense emotion, transforming it into a more manageable narrative. This process, known as emotional memory consolidation, helps to integrate challenging experiences, perhaps allowing you to process anxieties or joys from the day in a safe internal space. It's a nightly journey into the emotional archives, silently organizing, filing, and making sense of the feelings that shape your world, preparing you for the emotional currents of tomorrow. These deep-seated emotional memories, forged in the silent chambers of your subconscious, exert a profound and often unseen influence on your waking life. They manifest as your gut feelings, your automatic preferences, your inexplicable discomforts, or your spontaneous attractions. A scent might transport you back to a forgotten childhood summer. A particular melody might stir a feeling of longing you can't quite place, or a certain tone of voice might trigger a defensive reaction without conscious thought as to why. These are the whispers of your subconscious, echoing past emotional experiences, guiding your perceptions, shaping your decisions, and coloring your interactions with the world, all without needing an explicit invitation from your conscious mind. They are the unseen forces that make you uniquely you. So, as you rest, know that deep within, a vast and intricate symphony of emotions and memories continues to play, shaping the unseen architecture of your spirit. Your subconscious is not merely a storage vault. It's a dynamic living system, constantly interpreting, learning, and influencing the narrative of your life through the powerful lens of emotion. This quiet, ceaseless work ensures that every experience, every feeling, contributes to the rich tapestry of who you are. And as these emotional threads are woven, there's another fascinating aspect of your inner world at play, silently organizing and categorizing the vast ocean of data you encounter each day. And so, moving beyond the mechanics of emotional processing, we arrive at a realm that feels both intimately personal and universally shared: the world of dreams. Imagine, if you will, your mind as a grand, silent theater. When the lights of conscious thought dim for the night and the world outside softens into shadow, this theater often comes alive. This is the stage where dreams play out, a nightly spectacle orchestrated by the subconscious mind. While we can dream at any point during sleep, it's during the stages of REM sleep, that's rapid eye movement sleep, that our dreams tend to be at their most vivid, most elaborate, and most memorable. Think of REM sleep as the deep dive into this nocturnal ocean where the currents of imagination are strongest. During REM, your brain is surprisingly active, almost as active as when you're awake. But it's a different kind of activity. Key areas associated with emotions, like the limbic system, are buzzing, which is why our dreams can feel so incredibly real, so charged with joy or fear or wonder. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of our brain responsible for logical thought, planning, and self-control, is often less active. This neurological phenomenon helps explain why dreams can be so wonderfully bizarre, illogical, or defy the very laws of physics we take for granted in our waking lives. The inner editor, the rational gatekeeper, is simply taking a much-needed break. Scientists ponder the why of dreams with many fascinating theories. Some believe dreams are the brain's way of consolidating memories, sifting through the day's experiences, and filing them away, perhaps even discarding what's no longer needed. Others suggest dreams act as an emotional pressure cooker, helping us process difficult feelings or anxieties in a safe, simulated environment. It's as if our subconscious is rehearsing for challenges, or simply giving voice to the emotions we might have suppressed during the day. This is often called the threat simulation theory, or emotional regulation theory. Whatever their precise function, dreams are undeniable proof of a mind that continues its profound work long after we close our eyes. Yet, dreams rarely speak in plain language. Instead, they often communicate through a rich tapestry of symbols. A symbol, at its heart, is something that stands for something else, something deeper, something often felt rather than explicitly stated. When your subconscious mind crafts a dream, it doesn't just replay events. It often translates experiences, emotions, and anxieties into a language of images, metaphors, and narratives. A winding road might symbolize a life journey. A towering mountain could represent an obstacle, or a flowing river, the passage of time or emotion. These are not arbitrary choices. They are the brain's shorthand for complex ideas, its most efficient way to convey layers of meaning. These symbols can be deeply personal, unique to your own life experiences and memories. The old house in your dream might represent your childhood home, and all the emotions tied to it, or a specific friend might symbolize a particular trait you associate with them. But then there are symbols that resonate across cultures, across time, reaching into the very core of human experience. These are the powerful echoes we find in myths, folklore, and shared stories, and often in our dreams. This brings us to the fascinating concept of archetypes. Coined by the Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, archetypes are not fully formed individuals or entities, but rather universal, archaic patterns and images that derive from the collective unconscious. Imagine the collective unconscious as a vast, ancient library of human experience, a shared reservoir of innate knowledge, tendencies, and images inherited from our ancestors. It's not about specific memories, but about universal patterns of experience and behavior that every human being can recognize and relate to deep down. Within this cosmic library, archetypes are like the fundamental character roles or plot devices that appear again and again in the stories of humanity. Think of the hero, embarking on a transformative journey, facing challenges and returning changed. Or the sage, the wise old man or woman who offers guidance and profound insight. There's the shadow, representing the repressed, often darker aspects of our personality, those parts we might not want to acknowledge in ourselves. And the child, symbolizing innocence, new beginnings, and potential. These archetypes aren't just characters in ancient myths. They are powerful forces that manifest in our own lives, in our relationships, and most profoundly, in our dreams. When an archetype appears in a dream, it's as if your subconscious is tapping into this universal wellspring of meaning, giving a specific shape and voice to a pattern of behavior, an emotional dynamic, or a stage of development you are experiencing. A dream featuring a formidable, wise mentor might be your inner sage offering guidance through a challenging decision. Encountering a menacing figure could be your subconscious urging you to confront aspects of your own shadow, not to destroy them, but to integrate them. Understanding these dream symbols and archetypes isn't about predicting the future. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of our inner landscape, of the messages our subconscious is trying to send us. It's a way of interpreting the silent poetry of the mind, a way to listen to the whispers of our deepest self, guiding us towards greater self-awareness and integration. It reminds us that our inner world is far richer, far more complex, and far more interconnected than we often realize during our waking hours. As we begin to see these patterns, these symbols, these ancient echoes in our nightly narratives, we open ourselves to a dialogue with the unseen parts of ourselves. And this silent conversation continues even when our dreams fade, influencing our instincts and intuitions in our waking world. But how exactly do these subconscious currents subtly steer our choices, guide our gut feelings, and shape our perceptions when we're awake? That is a journey we shall embark upon next, as we gently explore the subtle art of intuition. Now we find ourselves at the edge of a more tender territory, the way our subconscious mind handles experiences that are too overwhelming, too painful, or too complex to fully process at the time they occur. Imagine for a moment that your mind is a vast, beautiful house. Most of the time, you're happily moving through its well-lit rooms, aware of their purpose, their contents, their stories. But what happens to the experiences that are profoundly distressing, like a sudden storm that sweeps through, leaving behind wreckage and disarray? Sometimes the mind, in its infinite wisdom and its deep desire to protect you, gently closes a door. This isn't a conscious act, not like deciding to put something away in a closet. No, this is a much deeper, more automatic process, often referred to as repression. Think of it like a meticulous, unseen librarian in a vast, ancient library. When certain books contain stories too raw, too shocking, or too painful for the conscious mind to handle right now, this librarian doesn't destroy them. Instead, they carefully place them on a hidden shelf, perhaps even behind a secret panel, or deep within an archive that isn't typically accessed. These books, aren't gone. They're simply out of immediate sight, out of conscious awareness. This act of unconsciously excluding disturbing memories, thoughts, or desires from the conscious mind is one of the most profound ways our subconscious works to maintain our daily functioning and emotional stability. This isn't a flaw, it's an extraordinary defense mechanism. When we encounter something truly overwhelming, something we call a trauma, our brain, in its brilliant attempt to survive, can react in ways that fundamentally alter how we store and access those memories. A traumatic event isn't just a bad experience. It's an event that exceeds our capacity to cope, leaving a lasting imprint not just on our emotions, but on the very structure and function of our brain. Picture a quiet, peaceful village. Suddenly, a roaring flood hits, fast and furious. The villagers' first instinct is survival. They don't have time to calmly analyze the floodwaters or meticulously document every detail of the destruction. Their bodies are flooded with stress hormones, adrenaline, and cortisol, pushing them into a state of fight, flight, or freeze. In our brains, a similar emergency response takes over. The amygdala, often called the brain's alarm system, becomes hyperactive, constantly scanning for danger. Meanwhile, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for our rational thought, planning, and emotional regulation, can become less active. It's as if the village's mayor, usually in charge of strategy, temporarily goes offline while the emergency sirens blare. And what about memory? This is where the subconscious truly takes center stage. During trauma, the hippocampus, the part of our brain crucial for forming new explicit memories, those we can consciously recall and describe in detail, can be impaired. Instead of a clear, coherent narrative, the traumatic experience might be stored in fragments. An intense smell, a sudden sound, a flash of an image, a deep bodily sensation of fear or helplessness. These are often stored as implicit memories. Imagine trying to record a story during a hurricane. You might only catch snippets, a word here, a sound there, a feeling of being tossed about rather than a linear, coherent narrative. These implicit memories don't have a neat timeline or a clear story attached. They reside deeper, influencing our feelings, our physical reactions, and our behaviors without us even knowing why. They are the echoes of the storm, resonating long after the floodwaters have receded. These implicitly stored experiences, along with the repressed emotional content, begin to weave themselves into the fabric of our subconscious, creating what we call subconscious patterns. Think of them as invisible puppet strings, or perhaps more gently, as well-worn paths in a forest. Every time we encounter something reminiscent of the original trauma or repressed experience, even if it's just a subtle cue, our brain, wanting to protect us, automatically pulls on those strings or directs us down that familiar path. These neural pathways become like superhighways in our brain, allowing for rapid automatic responses. If a past experience taught us that being vulnerable leads to pain, a subconscious pattern might develop that makes us automatically withdraw from intimacy. If an early environment was unpredictable and unsafe, a pattern of chronic anxiety or hypervigilance might emerge, causing us to constantly scan for potential threats, even when we are safe. These patterns aren't choices we consciously make. They are adaptive strategies that our subconscious developed, often years ago, to keep us safe in what felt like a threatening world. They manifest in countless ways. Perhaps an unexplained surge of anxiety in certain social situations, a recurring dream with a peculiar emotional tone, a tendency to repeat certain relationship dynamics, or even subtle bodily sensations without a clear cause. These are the whispers from those hidden shelves in the library, the echoes from the flood-ravaged village, gently reminding us of stories that were too much to bear at the time. They are not weaknesses. They are testament to the resilience and protective power of your own mind. Understanding these subconscious patterns is not about blame or regret. It's about recognizing the incredible work your mind has done to protect you and acknowledging that some of those protective mechanisms, while vital then, might now be limiting your ability to fully experience the present. It's about gently illuminating the unseen roots of our automatic behaviors. And as we understand these deeper currents, these hidden patterns, we begin to open ourselves to the possibility of a different relationship with our own subconscious. We begin to understand that the subconscious isn't just a vault for forgotten things, but also a source of profound wisdom and untapped potential, waiting for a gentle invitation to be seen. And sometimes that invitation can come in the most unexpected ways, perhaps even through the landscapes of our dreams. Having explored the hidden patterns that shape us, we now turn to a practical question. How can we actually access this silent, boundless reservoir? Let us consider the navigational tools, the lighthouses, and the quiet whispers that guide us toward its hidden shores. For centuries, across cultures and through the evolving lens of science, humanity has sought ways to gently part the veils, to listen to the echoes from the deeper chambers of our being, and to bring the wisdom residing there into the gentle light of awareness. One such pathway, often misunderstood yet profoundly powerful, is the art of hypnosis. Imagine, if you will, sinking into a most comfortable armchair, your awareness narrowing like a soft spotlight illuminating a single beautiful bloom in a vast garden. This isn't sleep, dear listener, but rather a state of heightened, focused attention, a deep and profound relaxation, where your conscious, critical mind, often the busy gatekeeper of our waking thoughts, gently steps aside for a while. In this serene state, guided by a skilled practitioner, the chatter of the external world fades, allowing the internal landscape to come into sharper focus. Scientifically, we observe fascinating shifts in brain activity during hypnosis. The busy beta waves of our everyday alertness often give way to slower alpha and even theta waves. These are brain states associated with deep relaxation, dreaming, and indeed access to subconscious processing, where the mind becomes more receptive, more open, not to manipulation, but to exploring memories long tucked away, or to reframing old patterns of thought with a newfound clarity and peace. It's like gently bypassing the front door of the mind to visit the quieter, more expansive rooms within. Then there is the ancient practice of meditation and mindfulness, a journey not led by another, but by your own gentle, unwavering focus. Think of it as cultivating a quiet inner garden, where you carefully prune the weeds of distraction and nurture the blossoms of present moment awareness. By gently bringing your attention to your breath, to the subtle sensations of your body, or to the sounds around you, you learn to observe your thoughts without getting entangled in their drama. like watching clouds drift across the sky without needing to grasp onto each one. This practice, validated by countless scientific studies, has been shown to literally reshape the brain over time. Regular meditators often exhibit increased gray matter in areas associated with attention, self-awareness, and emotional regulation, such as the prefrontal cortex and the insula. It's like strengthening the muscles of your inner calm, allowing those deeper, quieter insights from the subconscious to surface more easily, not through direct command, but through a gentle, open invitation, creating space for profound self-understanding and peace. And what of the nightly whispers, the vibrant tapestries woven by our minds as we sleep? Dreams, dear listener, have long been considered a royal road to the subconscious, a natural, involuntary outpouring of its mysterious contents. From ancient shamans who found spiritual guidance in dream journeys to modern psychologists, there's a profound fascination with these nocturnal narratives. While pioneering figures like Sigmund Freud saw dreams as disguised fulfillments of repressed wishes, and Carl Jung delved into universal symbols and archetypes that resonate across humanity, contemporary neuroscience offers additional insights. We understand now that dreams play a crucial role in memory consolidation, emotional regulation, and even creative problem-solving. During the REM, rapid eye movement, stage of sleep, when most vivid dreaming occurs, the brain is highly active, consolidating the day's experiences, weaving new connections, and perhaps offering symbolic representations of our deeper anxieties, hopes, and unresolved feelings. Listening to these dream narratives, reflecting on their imagery, recurring themes, and emotional tone, can offer invaluable clues to the landscape of our subconscious mind, like deciphering ancient messages from our inner self. Sometimes, accessing these deeper currents doesn't require altered states, but merely a willingness to put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard in an unfiltered flow. Consider the practice of journaling, or its more direct cousin, automatic writing. Imagine sitting quietly, a blank page before you, and simply allowing words, images, or even scribbles to emerge without conscious censorship. It's like opening a faucet and letting the stream flow, no matter how murky or clear it might initially seem. This technique powerfully bypasses the inner editor, that critical voice that often shapes and censors our conscious thoughts, striving for perfection or correctness. By allowing unfiltered expression, we create a direct channel for thoughts, feelings, and insights that might otherwise remain submerged, revealing patterns, fears, or aspirations we hadn't consciously acknowledged. The very act of externalizing these internal narratives can bring immense clarity, allowing the subconscious to speak directly to our conscious mind without interruption. And then there are environments specifically designed to quiet the external world, to allow the inner landscape to bloom in profound silence. Imagine stepping into a tranquil, lightless pool filled with warm, skin-temperature water so dense with Epsom salts that you float effortlessly, utterly suspended. This is sensory deprivation, often experienced in what are called float tanks or isolation chambers. By minimizing external stimuli, sight, sound, gravity, even the distinct sensation of touch against a surface, the mind is profoundly encouraged to turn inward. Without the constant barrage of sensory input that usually occupies our awareness, the brain can shift gears, often leading to profound states of relaxation, heightened self-awareness, and a feeling of expansive quiet. Scientific studies have shown that flotation rest, restricted environmental stimulation therapy, can reduce stress hormones like cortisol, lower blood pressure, and significantly increase theta brainwave activity, similar to what's seen in deep meditation. This creates a fertile, undisturbed ground for the subconscious to gently reveal its wisdom, offering a unique opportunity to reconnect with the very core of our being. These are but a few of the many pathways, dear listener, each a gentle invitation to explore the rich, hidden world beneath our waking awareness. Whether through the focused quiet of hypnosis, the mindful presence of meditation, the symbolic narratives of our dreams, the free flow of writing, or the serene void of sensory deprivation, each technique offers a unique lens, a soft light, to illuminate the vast and often misunderstood domain of the subconscious. Understanding these techniques isn't just an academic exercise, it's an invitation to a deeper relationship with ourselves, to listen more intently to the subtle whispers that guide our lives. And as we drift deeper into this understanding, we begin to wonder, what are the profound implications of connecting with this inner world? What new insights and transformations might unfold when we truly embrace the wisdom held within? Having learned how to access the subconscious, we now arrive at a practical question. How can this vast, unseen landscape be tended, sculpted, and guided towards healing and profound self-improvement? Imagine your subconscious as a magnificent, ancient garden, rich with fertile soil, where countless seeds have been sown, some blossoming into vibrant flowers, others growing into thorny bushes, perhaps even some lying dormant, waiting for the right conditions to sprout. This garden isn't fixed. It's alive, always subtly changing and incredibly responsive to gentle care. For a long time, the depths of this garden remained largely unexplored by conscious thought. But modern science, through various therapeutic applications, has begun to illuminate paths into its hidden groves. One such path is hypnotherapy. Picture it as a gentle mist that settles over the conscious mind, momentarily quieting its chatter, allowing a more direct conversation with the subconscious. In this state of focused relaxation, the mind becomes exceptionally receptive, much like soft clay. Scientific studies, utilizing brain imaging, have shown that during hypnosis, areas of the brain associated with attention and focus become highly active, while the prefrontal cortex, our executive center, remains engaged but perhaps less critical, allowing new ideas and suggestions to bypass usual conscious filters. This increased suggestibility can be incredibly powerful for addressing issues like chronic pain, anxiety, or deep-seated phobias. A suggestion to the subconscious to reinterpret discomfort, or to view a once terrifying object with calm indifference, can literally rewire neural pathways, creating new, more peaceful responses where old fear-based ones once dominated. Then there's CHATU, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, which, while seemingly focused on conscious thought, profoundly impacts the subconscious. It's like learning to read the subtle language of your garden's resident gardener, your subconscious. CBT helps us identify automatic thoughts and core beliefs that often operate beneath our conscious awareness. These are those well-worn paths in the garden, the ones we default to without thinking. For instance, if you subconsciously hold a belief of, "I am not good enough," This belief, often formed in childhood, will automatically generate negative thoughts and feelings, impacting your behavior. CBT teaches you to shine a gentle light on these patterns, to question their validity, and to consciously choose to cultivate new, healthier thought patterns. Over time, through repeated practice, these new thoughts become the new automatic responses, literally creating new, stronger neural connections in your brain, a beautiful example of neuroplasticity in action, fundamentally reshaping the subconscious landscape. Similarly, psychodynamic therapies delve even deeper into the historical layers of the garden, exploring how past experiences, especially those from early life, have shaped the current terrain. It's about understanding the roots of those thorny bushes or the source of that vibrant bloom. By bringing unconscious conflicts, repressed memories, or unfulfilled needs into conscious awareness, individuals can begin to process them, integrate them, and release their subconscious hold. This can be a profound journey of self-discovery, allowing old wounds to finally heal and freeing up vast reserves of mental and emotional energy. And let us not forget the tranquil art of mindfulness. This isn't about changing the garden, but about learning to simply observe it without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we train ourselves to be present, to notice the subtle currents of thought and emotion that arise from the subconscious, like ripples on a quiet pond. By observing these patterns without immediate reaction, we create a space for choice. We activate areas in our prefrontal cortex that help regulate the more impulsive emotional responses originating from our limbic system. This conscious observation, over time, weakens the grip of automatic subconscious reactions, allowing us to respond to life with greater intention and calm, rather than being swept away by the subconscious tide. For those who have experienced deep trauma, therapies like EMDR or eye movement desensitization and reprocessing offer a unique path to healing the subconscious. Imagine a distressing memory as a tangled knot in a thread stuck in a corner of the garden, causing pain and disruption. EMDR uses bilateral stimulation, often guided eye movements, to help the brain reprocess these traumatic memories. Research suggests this process mimics aspects of REM sleep, allowing the brain to integrate distressing experiences more adaptively, moving them from a highly reactive state, often associated with the amygdala, to a more resolved and less emotionally charged place in memory. It's like gently untangling that knot, allowing the thread to flow freely again. Beyond formal therapeutic settings, the principle of harnessing the subconscious extends into powerful practices for self-improvement. Think of it as deliberately planting seeds and tending to specific areas of your garden. Habit formation and breaking, for instance, are deeply intertwined with subconscious programming. Our daily routines, from brushing our teeth to reaching for a snack, are largely governed by the basal ganglia, a part of our brain responsible for automated behaviors. These are the well-worn paths we walk without thinking. To break a bad habit, we must consciously interrupt that automatic loop, replacing it with a new, desired behavior. With consistent effort, that new behavior becomes the new default, a new, healthier path etched into the subconscious landscape. This isn't about willpower alone, it's about strategically reprogramming the automatic pilot. Consider the power of visualization and positive affirmations. When you vividly imagine achieving a goal or repeatedly affirm a belief about yourself, you are speaking directly to that subconscious garden. Scientific studies using fMRI have shown that mental rehearsal or visualization can activate similar neural pathways in the brain as actually performing the action. An athlete visualizing a perfect jump isn't just daydreaming. They are strengthening the neural connections that will execute that jump. Similarly, positive affirmations, when practiced consistently and with genuine feeling, can, over time, help to reprogram deep-seated beliefs, replacing self-doubt with self-confidence. It's like watering specific seeds of success, encouraging them to sprout and flourish. The beauty of this is our brain's remarkable capacity for tau neuroplasticity, the ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. Our subconscious garden is never static. It's constantly responding to our conscious efforts, our experiences, and our intentions. Every time we learn a new skill, overcome a fear, or change a habit, we are literally rewiring our brains, sculpting the very architecture of our subconscious mind. We are the gentle gardeners of our own inner world, capable of transforming barren patches into vibrant meadows and thorny thickets into serene groves. As we consider this incredible power within us, this deep wellspring of potential, it invites us to ponder further how these subconscious processes might also manifest in our waking lives in unexpected ways. Perhaps, in the stillness of our next moment together, we might explore how this silent architect influences our intuitions, our creativity, and even the very stories our minds weave for us each night. As the night deepens, our thoughts naturally turn to the science behind these processes. For a long time, the subconscious was a realm explored primarily through philosophy and psychology, a mysterious, intangible force. But in the hushed laboratories of today, with the gentle hum of advanced instruments, neuroscience is beginning to illuminate this previously veiled world, not with bright, jarring lights, but with the soft glow of understanding. Imagine, if you will, our brain not just as a complex machine, but as a vast, ancient forest. The conscious mind might be the sunlit canopy where we see clearly, make deliberate choices, and navigate the day. But beneath, stretching deep into the earth, lies an intricate root system, vast and unseen, constantly absorbing, processing, and supporting the entire forest. This is the realm of the subconscious, as neuroscience now understands it. It's not a single mystical chamber, but rather a collection of powerful, automatic processes that tirelessly work behind the scenes, shaping our perceptions, habits, emotions, and even our decisions, often without our explicit awareness. Neuroscientists, with their specialized tools, are like patient cartographers mapping this subterranean landscape. They've begun to identify the specific brain regions that serve as the architects of these unconscious functions. Consider the limbic system, a set of structures nestled deep within the brain, often called our emotional brain. The amygdala, a small almond-shaped nucleus within it, is a rapid responder, capable of processing threats or rewards in milliseconds, often before our conscious mind even registers what's happening. It's the instant jolt of fear when a shadow moves quickly in the periphery, or the sudden warmth of recognition before you consciously identify a friendly face. These are emotional responses, rooted deep in our survival instincts, firing off an alarm or a welcome long before the slower, more deliberate conscious thought can catch up. Then there's the basal ganglia, a group of interconnected structures that act like the brain's silent choreographers for habits and automatic movements. Think about riding a bicycle, playing a musical instrument, or typing on a keyboard. You don't consciously think about each muscle contraction or finger placement. These complex sequences have been learned and then handed over to the basal ganglia, freeing your conscious mind for other tasks. This incredible efficiency allows us to navigate our world with grace and ease, powered by countless subconscious programs running in the background. To glimpse these hidden workings, neuroscientists employ fascinating techniques. One of the most common is functional magnetic resonance imaging, fMRI. Imagine lying very still inside a large, gentle tube while the scanner hums softly around you. What it's doing is tracking blood flow in your brain. When a particular area becomes active, it requires more oxygenated blood, and fMRI can detect these subtle changes. So, even when you're presented with a stimulus too quickly for your conscious mind to perceive it, what we call subliminal priming, the fMRI can still show activation in specific brain regions, revealing that your brain has indeed processed the information, even if you haven't consciously seen it. It's like watching a quiet ripple appear on the surface of a pond, indicating a stone has dropped unseen into its depths. Another elegant tool is electroencephalography, EEG, which involves placing a cap with small electrodes on your head. This allows researchers to listen to the brain's electrical whispers, the collective firing of millions of neurons. EEG is particularly good at capturing the precise timing of brain activity. Researchers can observe tiny electrical surges, called event-related potentials, ERPs, that occur in response to stimuli, even when subjects report being unaware of the stimulus. These ERPs can reveal how quickly and efficiently the subconscious mind processes information, often providing a first draft of our reality before conscious awareness filters and refines it. Through these and other techniques, we're learning that the subconscious is a profound wellspring of information and influence. It's where such implicit memories reside, memories of skills and procedures, or emotional associations that we can't consciously recall being formed, but nonetheless shape our reactions. It's the engine behind intuition. Those sudden gut feelings or flashes of insight that often turn out to be remarkably accurate. Neuroscience suggests that intuition isn't magical. It's the lightning-fast pattern recognition of our subconscious mind, sifting through vast amounts of stored experience and making a swift, integrated judgment that bubbles up into conscious awareness as a feeling. And even our sleep, that nightly journey into unconsciousness, is a period of intense subconscious work. During different sleep stages, our brain is busy consolidating memories, pruning unnecessary connections, and strengthening important neural pathways. It's a silent, tireless editor, organizing the day's experiences and preparing the mind for new learning. This subconscious housekeeping is vital for our cognitive function and emotional well-being. Looking to the future, the implications of neuroscience's deeper understanding of the subconscious are truly profound. stretching beyond mere observation to potential new frontiers of human experience. Imagine a future where we could, with great care and precision, gently guide our subconscious processes for enhanced well-being. Researchers are exploring neurofeedback techniques, where individuals learn to consciously modulate their own brain waves or brain activity patterns, perhaps to calm an overactive amygdala or enhance focus. This could offer new, non-invasive pathways for managing anxiety, depression, or even chronic pain by helping individuals gain a gentle, intentional influence over their own subconscious states. There's also the fascinating prospect of understanding and even subtly influencing subconscious learning and memory. Could we, for instance, develop techniques to optimize memory consolidation during sleep, perhaps by gently presenting specific cues that reactivate desired memories, enhancing learning without any conscious effort? Or imagine personalized learning environments that intuitively adapt to our subconscious preferences and learning styles, accelerating skill acquisition. However, this journey into the depths also brings with it important ethical considerations. As our understanding of the subconscious brain advances, the lines between decoding, influencing, and even predicting our unconscious intentions become increasingly delicate. The prospect of reading unconscious biases or predispositions, or developing technologies that subtly nudge our choices without our conscious awareness, calls for profound reflection and careful stewardship. It reminds us that knowledge, particularly about the inner workings of the human mind, carries with it immense responsibility. A responsibility to use these insights for human flourishing, always respecting the profound sanctity of individual autonomy. And ultimately, this emerging neuroscience of the subconscious invites us to a deeper, more integrated understanding of ourselves. It reveals that we are not merely conscious actors on the stage of life, but complex beings whose inner worlds are constantly being shaped by a rich, unseen tapestry of neural activity. It's a journey of self-discovery that is only just beginning, promising insights that could transform our approach to mental health, learning, and indeed, what it means to be human. And as we consider these intricate layers of our being and the quiet wonders that unfold within, we prepare to gently turn our thoughts to another fascinating aspect of the subconscious mind, exploring how its subtle influences extend even into the realm of our dreams. As the day winds down and the world outside softens into twilight, let us reflect on how our understanding of this enigmatic territory has evolved through the ages, like the slow, majestic drift of continents. For a long time, the subconscious was like a hidden current beneath a calm sea, sensed but not seen. Early thinkers, like the German philosopher Gottfried Leibniz in the 17th century, mused about Petit's perceptions, tiny, unnoticed impressions that nonetheless shaped our experience, like the myriad droplets of a distant wave that individually make no sound, but together form the roar of the ocean. He envisioned a mind not as a singular, unified entity, but a bustling assembly, much of it operating in the shadows of conscious awareness. These were elegant conjectures, whispers in the intellectual wind, hinting at a vast, unseen mental landscape. Then, as the 19th century gave way to the 20th, a towering figure emerged from the quiet studies of Vienna: Sigmund Freud. He didn't just sense the hidden currents, he plunged into them, charting their depths with a revolutionary, if often controversial, map. Freud introduced the world to the idea of the unconscious as a powerful, dynamic realm, a subterranean vault where forgotten memories, repressed desires, and primal instincts, the id, he called them, lay dormant, yet profoundly influenced our waking lives. He painted a vivid picture with his famous iceberg metaphor. The conscious mind, the small tip visible above the water, while the vast 9/10 of our mental activity, the unconscious, remained submerged, a colossal, invisible force dictating our emotional tides and behavioral currents. Dreams, he suggested, were the royal road to this hidden kingdom, symbolic messages from its depths, like ancient hieroglyphs waiting to be deciphered. Freud's genius lay in making the invisible visible, in positing that our irrational fears, our slips of the tongue, our very neuroses, were not random quirks, but meaningful echoes from this hidden inner world. Though much of his psychoanalytic theory lacked empirical testability in the modern scientific sense, his work undeniably cracked open the conversation, forever changing how we viewed the human psyche, suggesting that we are not always masters in our own mental house. Following in his wake, Carl Jung expanded on these notions, introducing the collective unconscious, a shared reservoir of human experience and archetypes, like ancient myths woven into the very fabric of our species' mind. Imagine it as an ancestral memory, a deep-seated pattern recognition inherited through countless generations, influencing our stories, symbols, and dreams. A mental bedrock upon which our personal conscious experience is built. But then, the pendulum swung. The mid-20th century saw the rise of behaviorism, a school of thought that, for a time, largely dismissed the study of inner mental states, subconscious or otherwise. If something couldn't be directly observed or measured, it was deemed outside the realm of scientific inquiry. The mind, in this view, was a black box, and science focused solely on inputs and outputs, stimuli and responses. The vast, intricate tapestry of inner life was momentarily set aside, as if a bustling internal city had suddenly been deemed uninhabitable by the scientific cartographers. The exploration of the subconscious retreated into the shadows once more. Yet the mind, in its boundless complexity, could not be ignored forever. With the dawning of the cognitive revolution, fueled by advancements in computing and information theory, the focus returned to internal mental processes. Scientists began to develop new tools and frameworks to explore the hidden workings of the brain. The subconscious, once a realm of Freudian repression, began to transform into something more akin to a silent, extraordinarily efficient supercomputer, tirelessly running countless programs in the background. This shift brought with it a cascade of fascinating discoveries, particularly in the realm of implicit memory. Unlike explicit memory, which you consciously recall, like remembering what you had for breakfast or a historical date, implicit memory operates without your conscious awareness. Think of it as a vast internal library of skills and habits. When you ride a bicycle, your muscles and brain remember the balance and coordination without you having to consciously instruct each tiny movement. When you type on a keyboard, your fingers dance across the keys, guided by a deeply ingrained procedural memory. These are not conscious decisions. They are the elegant, silent work of the subconscious, honed through repetition and experience. It's why a musician can play a complex piece of music while their mind might be wandering, or why you can navigate a familiar route home lost in thought. Neuroscience, with its sophisticated brain imaging techniques like fMRI and EEG, offered unprecedented glimpses into this bustling inner world. We learned about blind sight, a remarkable condition where individuals with damage to their visual cortex report being blind, yet can accurately guess the location of objects or navigate around obstacles. Their conscious mind perceives nothing, but their subconscious visual systems are still actively processing information, guiding their actions with an unseen hand. It's as if a silent, dedicated assistant is performing tasks while the conscious manager believes the department is closed. We also began to understand subliminal perception, how brief, unnoticed stimuli can subtly influence our thoughts, feelings, and even behaviors. A fleeting image of a happy face, flashed too quickly for conscious recognition, can make us rate a subsequent neutral image more positively. Our brain registers and processes these whispers of information even when our conscious awareness remains oblivious, much like a sensitive instrument picking up faint signals that are imperceptible to the naked ear. Our modern understanding paints the subconscious as an essential, indispensable architect of our reality. It's the engine of automaticity, allowing us to perform countless tasks, from walking and breathing to recognizing faces and understanding language, without burdening our limited conscious attention. It tirelessly filters sensory information, making predictions about the world around us, and primes us for action, all beneath the surface of our awareness. Consider the sheer volume of data our senses constantly collect. The subconscious acts as a sophisticated editor, presenting only the most relevant snippets to our conscious mind, much like a diligent librarian curating essential volumes from an enormous archive. This evolving understanding has transformed the subconscious from a dark, mysterious Freudian vault of repressed desires into a powerful, multifaceted, and largely benevolent partner in cognition. It's the quiet, vast majority of our mental landscape tirelessly working, processing, learning, and predicting, forming habits, and influencing our decisions in a myriad of subtle ways, allowing our conscious mind the precious bandwidth to focus on novel challenges and creative thought. And as we consider this unseen scaffolding of the mind, this intricate dance between what we know and what we simply do, we begin to appreciate the profound depths that lie beneath the surface of our daily awareness. It's a reminder that even in stillness, a universe of activity hums within us, forever shaping who we are and how we experience the world. Next, we'll explore how this incredible unseen processing shapes our very perception of reality. My dearest listener, as the night settles around us like a velvet cloak, let us take a moment to reflect on the magnificent journey we've embarked upon tonight. We've spoken of the subconscious, that vast, unseen ocean within you, and now, as the stars begin their silent twinkle, we can feel its gentle presence more profoundly than ever before. Remember how we spoke of it as a hidden garden, always growing, always tending to the delicate blossoms of your being, even when you weren't consciously watching. It's a place where countless tiny, invisible hands work tirelessly, weaving the fabric of your experience, not with loud bustling, but with a quiet, patient grace, much like the moon guiding the tides without a single word. This wondrous part of you, this subconscious realm, has been our silent companion throughout all your days and all your nights. It's the quiet orchestrator of so many things we take for granted. The rhythmic beat of your heart, a lullaby of life playing softly within your chest. The gentle rise and fall of your breath, a constant soothing wave that carries you through every moment. These are not tasks you consciously ponder, yet they happen, guided by that unseen wisdom within. We explored how it holds the soft echoes of every memory, every smile, every whispered secret, every learned skill. It's like a vast, ancient library, filled not with dusty tomes, but with living sensations, waiting to be gently rediscovered. Every step you've ever taken, every word you've ever learned, every melody that has ever stirred your soul, they reside there, nestled securely in the quiet depths of your mind. They aren't forgotten, merely resting, ready to emerge when they are needed, like shy stars peeking through the twilight. And we touched upon its subtle whispers, those soft nudges we sometimes feel, a sudden knowing, a quiet intuition, a feeling that guides you even when logic offers no clear path. This is the subconscious, speaking to you in its own tender language, a language of feeling and insight, much like a breeze rustling through leaves, hinting at distant landscapes. It works behind the scenes, processing, connecting, understanding, long before your waking mind has even had a chance to sip its morning tea. It's a devoted gardener, constantly tending to the root system of your thoughts, ensuring strength and balance from below the surface. There's such a profound sense of comfort in knowing that this part of you is always there, always working for your well-being. It asks for nothing in return, only to continue its intricate, essential dance. It's a loyal, tireless friend, always present, always supportive, a quiet guardian watching over your inner world. Think of it as the steady, reliable current beneath the surface of a river. You may only see the ripples on top, but the deep current is what truly carries the water forward. Now, as your eyes grow heavy and the world outside begins to fade into a soft, focused haze, you can feel your conscious mind, that busy, bustling part, beginning to slow its pace. It's like a ship pulling into a peaceful harbor after a long day at sea. And as it docks, the subconscious, which has been quietly active all along, begins to stretch and take center stage. Its work doesn't stop. It simply shifts, becoming more vivid, more free. This is where the magic of dreams begins, my dear one. As you drift deeper into sleep, your subconscious mind takes over completely, unfurling its magnificent wings. It doesn't need the constraints of waking logic or the demands of the day. In this tranquil state, it continues its profound work, but in a different, more imaginative way. Your dreams are the subconscious gently speaking to you in stories and images, in colors and feelings. They are its way of processing the day's events, of sorting through memories, of exploring possibilities, and of preparing you for the morrow. It's like a night watchman continuing to safeguard and organize, but instead of using ledgers and files, it uses the rich tapestry of your imagination. In this peaceful realm of sleep, the subconscious journey continues, unbounded and free. It's a time for restoration, for healing, for quiet creativity to bloom without conscious effort. It's a time when your inner world can truly breathe, expand, and wander through landscapes built of thought and emotion. Imagine it as a gentle river flowing into a vast, serene lake, its waters merging and mingling, finding new depths and perspectives. So, as you close your eyes, surrender to this magnificent inner current. Let your subconscious mind be your guide into the soft, welcoming arms of slumber. Know that even in your deepest sleep, this essential, beautiful part of you is actively caring for you, nurturing you, and preparing you for a new day. There is nothing to do, nothing to achieve, only to be. Trust in the quiet wisdom of your subconscious to carry you through the night. Let it cradle your thoughts, soothe your spirit, and weave a tapestry of peaceful dreams. May your journey through the night be filled with calm, with gentle restoration, and with the quiet wonder of your own limitless inner world. Sleep peacefully, knowing that the journey within never truly ends. It simply transforms, waiting to greet you with refreshed wonder when the morning light arrives. Good night, my dear. Good night.